We are back. All the sands of time. Let me tell you some of the people we have on the remainder of this week and next week. What a lineup during this holiday season. Tony Randall, Diane Keaton, John Biner, Philippe Cousteau, Michael Caine, and Sean Connery will be on the same night, which I believe is this Friday. David Brenner, Carol Burnett will be with us. Bert Convy, George Carlin, Pat Boone, Jack Lemmon, Madeline Kahn, David Steinberg, Bob Hope, and Buck Henry all the rest of this week and next week.
Beautiful.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
And this first lady. Here is a truly talented comedian, and you certainly have to call her an actress, because to be a good comedian, remember we had that discussion last night.
I think you straightened it out last night,
Yes.
finally, once and for all.
If you're a good actress, you're a good... No, if you're a good comedian, you can also be a good actress.
Yes.
It's not really important.
It is if you're a good comedian.
That's right, and she is.
And a good actress.
Yes, both. She'll be performing at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion on December the 18th, which is when?
December the 18th is a week from Thursday.
Is that true?
Yes. Week from next Thursday. 2 weeks from next Thursday.
You were close.
I was close.
There's no...
No, I missed a week. You do that often.
Send me a writer, quick. Well,
You have a saver left over from Karnak?
Never mind that. December the 18th, which is 2 weeks from this Thursday, and she has a very funny album out, which I have right here in my left hand.
Yes.
And it's called Modern Scream, which I think is a takeoff on a lot of the fan magazines and some of the stuff you read in them there magazines. Would you welcome Miss Lily Tomlin? You know, sometime I'm a little reluctant because we don't know each other well. I think you're a great professional. I think you're very, very funny. But sometimes when I go to do that obligatory...
Introduction?
No, kissing.
Oh, kissing.
When you meet somebody, I never know for sure
I
whether
was
somebody...
awkward myself.
You looked a little hesitant, like, you know...
I felt it was presumptuous, you know.
The same way.
I felt the same. I felt funny, too. That's...
I know,
you?
when I
Maybe
kiss
this
you,
would
I
be
get
better.
to sit down.
Oh.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
seems to
I
be
do,
the-
of course, because it seems like ritual.
You go to a party, you don't know the people, and all of a sudden they come up and they're kissing you on the mouth or the cheek.
I try to avoid kissing people on the mouth.
Yeah, well, more germs can be
Yes,
transmitted
it's true,
that way.
you know, and it's not impossible. Plus, you might get soot particles
All
that are floating about in the air that cling to a moist surface.
You're going to take all the fun out of kissing from now on. All I'm going to think is soot on a moist
some
surface.
people's soot you don't. I mean, some people's soot you're indiscriminate about, but I only feel. I mean, in a sense, it's sort of
Like my
out of
soot,
respect
like me.
for you as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess we cleared that up not too well. You know what I was trying to say in the introduction? I don't know whether you heard it or not. I think if somebody is a good comedian, they by nature are usually a good actress. It doesn't always work the other way around. A good actress cannot be sometimes funny in a comedy situation. Does that make sense? Wouldn't you like sometime to play, and you've played serious things, very deep, heavy role?
Yes.
Like Ophelia in Hamlet?
I would like to try it.
Yeah. See, I'd like to play Hamlet.
Would you?
Yes.
We could do it together.
Some night, let's
Why
do.
don't you do just a little of Yorick? Just a last. Come on, just a little bit.
I don't know that particular soliloquy. Alas, poor York, I knew him well, Horatio.
That's right.
Here hung those lips I have kissed. No, he's looking at the skull, you say, and he says, here hung those lips I have kissed. Why not how often or something, but how abhorrent the thought. Now, I don't know that one.
Well, give us one you know.
There
know
was
anything
an
about...
old hermit named Dave.
Oh, that one,
Which I think is from Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm not sure. I lose that. Some night, for the fun of it, would you like it? And I'll bet you we could get through it without laughing.
We
See,
could.
If we... Without laughing.
No, we could.
No, but you see, do you always get the feeling when you try to do something serious that the audience is going to laugh regardless because they are conditioned from the fact that if you're known as a funny person, that they're a little reluctant to accept something quite serious from you?
Well, you know, I don't feel that way.
Oh.
I mean, perhaps they might, some people in the audience might hold that view themselves,
Right.
but I guess it never really affected me, or I never really was influenced by it.
Yeah. It would make me awkward. I would feel awkward going into a movie with it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just insecurity. Because I would get the feeling that people are not taking me serious when you're trying to be serious.
Well, I don't know what else to say.
Oh, I guess that's my
I
own-
just always thought, I just felt I was an actor, and even if I was acting something funny or if I was acting something not as funny, it's really sort of a matter of style. But as I say, I'm not sure that everyone in the audience feels that always.
Some night we'll do a little from Hamlet or
All right.
something, or Romeo and Juliet.
All right.
I think we would be a smash. Anyway, the album, which I assume Modern Scream has to do with a little parody, satire on the fan magazines.
And on me.
Yeah. Do you read the Follow the fan magazines? There are tons of them that
Well,
come
I'll
out,
tell you,
mostly from
I do
Hollywood.
read them. I read a lot of them when I was doing this because inside I did a pulp spread, you know, of the magazine.
I love it.
Oh,
And I really took all these blurbs from actual.
You've got my favorite. They always
Do I?
have the bus developer ads in the backs of
Yes.
the fan magazines.
Yes, they do.
And poems set to music.
And like for instance, all these blurbs are from actual articles. Should I name who they're from?
Yeah, the sin she has to pay for. For the first time in my life, I knew what it's like to be alive. Now, that was a thing actually written.
Well, this was written about two different people.
Now, the
I
sin
just
she has
combined
to
them.
pay for. What was that about?
That was Jackie Kennedy. And I don't know what the sins were because you never really find out. You read the article and it doesn't quite tell you. This says, this interview will shock some, excite others, but no one will be able to forget it. That was Bianca Jagger.
Oh, I forgot that one. See, so they're wrong
This
right
one
off.
is, there is no doubt, this one is, there is no doubt in the minds of those people who travel in her orbit. You understand, I replaced my name
Right.
with the other person's name. I mean, my name for the other
That
person's
Lily
name.
Tomlin has won her personal struggle against the dark forces within. Now, who was the article about?
That was Barbara Streisand. And I don't know what the dark forces were.
Yeah, those things are always so nebulous that you read the article, and after you finish, you still don't know what is. I read once, years ago, we did a thing on that called How Far Should Petting Go? And it was by Lassie, as told to... As told to Pete Martin. It was a whole sway.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Here's what I love. Wait, I just want these wig ads are what I like because it says looks like hair growing out of wig. I mean,
That you wouldn't really want, would you? Look like
no,
the hair
not
growing
too
out of the
much,
wig.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever been interviewed by these
No,
magazines?
I did. I was once by a very nice person a long time ago, but not since then. I haven't.
Yeah.
I had just been on Laugh-In at that time, and I wasn't particularly famous. I mean, I was just on Laugh-In, you know.
You didn't have any...
I mean, and everybody was rather enamored of Ernestine, so
Yeah.
I had a very nice interview with a woman named Bernice Mason. But that's the only time I ever had one.
Was that in... It was a strange place you had that interview? Somebody telling me, or is that something you do on the album?
Oh, no, well, I do. I created an interviewer for the
Mrs.
album.
Beasley. This is
Oh,
one.
Mrs. Beasley. Oh, that's just a character of mine. She's
Right.
on the album. And I've been doing her on my specials. She does testimonials. For the first one I ever did with her was the one where she's doing a soap testimonial, and as she's going through her laundry, she discovers lipstick on her husband's collar. And so what we created for her was, she was just the kind of person doing testimonials, and something bad would always happen to her, but she would continue anyway. In my last special, she did a commercial going through a car wash for a hair, for a hairspray. And her hair was real perfect.
That's fine. You get, I think we talked about that before. You go back to your often childhood or current life to find characters. All of these come out of real situations, do they not? Most good characters, or they're a combination of...
Well, the thing about, I did this on one of my specials, actually. I did a whole thing about things that my mother told me that turned out not to be true. And among them were things like, the people in Washington know what's right or they wouldn't be there. Or things like only tramps get their ears pierced. That kind of thing. And so then I
Always wear clean underwear.
Well,
Because you
yes.
never know when you'll
Well,
be
that
hit by a
is
truck,
true.
right? And taken to the hospital. Mostly they say that to girls. My mother said it to me, which I never understood at all. Oh, do we have to leave for a moment, do we? Yes. All right, Fred is sitting on the edge of his chair, which means we have to leave for a second. We were coming right back. Stay with us.